Hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is Reality with Diva D. How you doing? And this is gonna be my video of Love and Marriage Huntsville. But baby, when I tell you getting a new phone and getting acclimated to it is something else, because I have been working on this video for 2 whole days. It don't take me that long to do a video, really, especially when I'm just, especially since I just started doing my analysis type video. Now, if I'm repeating something, it's because I'm merging 2 videos into one. So hopefully I'm just grasping what I missed from the first video. I uploaded 2 videos. They had no sound. Then I apparently recorded the video and accidentally deleted it because my phone kept saying I didn't have any story. Long story short, let's get on into the analysis recap. So what I recall is that the show opened up with Motel Hotel still going off, and Kimmie just sitting there like she hadn't done a darn thing. Well, we all know that all of this mess started from North Franklin Kimmie. And so we go back over. We hit the tree, we hit the light pole, and we hit the amp. And so Motel Hotel said, man, can't you see all of this shit is funny? Everybody was trying to get him to calm down. Like, okay, we get it. And so Marceau started talking. He's like, man, like, you doing too much right now. And so he still was. So Motel Hotel has upset the apple cart as usual. And being that he's upset the apple cart, Kimmie has gotten just what she wanted. So they reset. Marceau gets them to reset. And the next day, they all go for a walk. And while they're walking, Motel Hotel and Chris have a conversation. And when they're having this conversation, Chris reminds Motel Hotel that he did get a little rowdy. So Motel was like, I hope Nell is not mad at me. And when he said he hoped Nell wasn't mad at him, Chris in there playing dumb, like, oh man, well shoot, I thought you were talking to this. You know damn well that Nick was talking no damn this. And Motel was like, yeah, we know how that can be when alcohol is involved. And cause he was like, Destiny got a little rowdy with me. She grabbed my coat. And yeah, she grabbed your coat, Ninja, because she was sitting there talking about you cuss Nell out, who is your elder. I don't care if you and Chris are friends. She is still your elder and she deserves respect. Come on now. Motel Hotel, how would you feel if Lance told Marlboro Marlene to shut the fuck up? Huh? You wouldn't like it, would you? That's neither here nor there. So, as simultaneous scenes, we have Marceau and Tisha having a conversation. And if I don't know anybody who needs Dr. Francis right now, it's those two. Because Bottom Row loves to gaslight his wife. That is his favorite pastime. But he did admit that Kimmie was the one who started arguing. So basically he's buttering her up because he knows he's about to have a conversation with his bad advice giving brother. So Tisha's like, we can have this every day, hon. And our Manton and Scott Manor, girl. Tisha, you in trouble, girl. Because let me tell you, your husband, I don't think is very much interested in having Scott Manor. Because the kids are grown now. What purpose is Scott Manor now at this point? Go over there. Y'all could have had this done. You done intimidated everybody. What happened to Uncle Mike? Is Uncle Mike the one who taught them how to build? No, that was Uncle Fred. Well, it's like a family of construction workers in the Scott family. So get somebody else to do it. All I want to know is why am I seeing steel beams and concrete and rocks? Shout out to Vandra. And so he's telling her, she's like, you know, I can't finish projects because you want me to do things for you. So this is where he decides he's going to talk to Maurice. And like I said, Maurice doesn't know how to give good advice. All he knows how to do is dole out massaging. And so he tells him, well, you know, I got my woman in line. You know, I get Kimmie real straight. You know, he didn't say that, but he said that, if you know what I mean. It's called reading between the lines, people. So he lets him know that when Kimmie was acting up, he had to spank her on her hand, and he told her that he was going to buy her out. Did it work? No, because Fingers did not let him buy her out. But I believe deep down inside of me and in the mental health and the guts of me, he probably can get whatever he wants out of Kimmie at this point. I've never seen a woman so happy to be with a high yellow man. She is pretty much willing to put up with more than she can bear just to have a man. And when I see this in women, I hate it, because I know that this is the case, because later on in the episode, she's going to delete her deal breakers because of, I believe, in my personal opinion, it's because of that video with that Michelin Tiger. So he goes on to say, just the two. And Maurice is serious. He said he feels alone in the marriage. Tisha, don't listen to me. Tisha does more than listen to you. That's what we tired of. Her listening to you with your damn dumb harebrained ass ideas. Scott Manor is an idea between the two of y'all that y'all discussed season 1. Season 1. And do y'all even have a driveway? You have remodeled and done up and pulled down and sat to the side. You lived in apartments. You lived in a townhouse. Now you living on the main road. We suck good. Why don't y'all just go get y'all a nice fix-up? Why don't y'all just live in a house that y'all can't sell, that y'all losing money on? That's even better. We's the people, we's tired. Okay? So in the next scene, we left off again. We have Ken and Will. And Ken is telling Will that Will is telling Ken that no. Him and Destiny will never be. Now, if I sound like I'm repeating something, it's because probably in the next video, I did repeat something. Because I'm tired of having to go back and record these videos. Because of me getting used to this phone. But I will say, if I left something out on that, it's because I was thinking about the conversation between Ken and Destiny, and it really, really teed me off, because I hate to see men think that or come up with any kind of excuse just to not commit. Talking about Destiny is at the point where she wants marriage. I've never heard Destiny say that to you, holy shoulders. I've never heard her say that she's at the point of marriage. I've never heard her say that she's at the point of commitment with you. But she probably don't want to lay up with you spraying your sperm all over Huntsville like you do. And then Ken, where some people think that Ken is making excuses for LITISHA. I don't see it as that. At this point, I just see a man who's in love, and he really wants his relationship to work with this lady, and he's willing to put up with probably more than the average man would be, and that's why they are dragging him for putting up with so much. But really, it's not a lie. They give it to each other. So now holding his shoulders, he had to tell Ken what's up with him and Destiny, because he's like, when she dropped him off, she's like, that'll be $8. She was being sweet to him, but he saw her tipsy, child. And that just happened to be the worst thing he ever seen in any woman. He can't stand a tense woman. That might be why he just drops his sperm off and develops children. And leave the mama alone. I mean, she gets mouthy with him and show her big D energy as Destiny does, and that's the end of it. He can't take it. And see, I'm looking at Ken like, how are they friends? Because Ken appears to, now he got his shit with him too. Don't get it twisted. But since he's decided to stay with LITISHA after she spent the block, you know, the other men, of course, the other men in his orbit are going to look at him like he's the fool, especially men like Motel Hotel. And this is the reason why I like Destiny, because, like, this part of this. Let me change that, because, you know, I don't have anything for her because of this alliance, this unholy alliance that I call it, that she built with the Scots. But I'm saying I like this part of her when she says, you know, she picks up on shit from these men. And she said that the Scots are professional deflectors. And when I tell you, she ain't never lied with that one. Make you think that you are the one who's starting an argument when they clearly started. And that's and when I tell you, can't nobody do it better than Mr. Top Rosso. Disappearing Top Rosso. He is the best at it. And y'all, look, they also like to think that they the smartest people in the room. And when they get into it, that's why they can come back together and make them. I don't know if all the brothers did that, because you know it's 8 of them, right? So it's 5 brothers, 3 girls, right? I cannot imagine what it was like being a girl growing up with them. All that nasty testosterone. I will never, ever forget when they had that, the Scott men, we gonna be professional. They even had Jalen in it versus having their biological nieces in it. Y'all, I just thought that was the most disrespectful thing I have ever seen. And now Marceau is at the point where he doesn't understand why LITISHA doesn't want to just be a wife. She's not satisfied just being Marceau's wife. And so Maurice told him a story about how he tried to punk KIMMIE and make her buy him out. And KIMMIE wasn't happy. But that's when KIMMIE had good, hard, nice cooter lips. Her lips are soft and dainty now. He has transformed this woman into a carbon copy of Tisha. It is insane. Okay? So, the men, they have a building exercise, and I think they bonded over this, and which was a good thing. They put the bodybuilders on one team, and then they put the construction workers on the other team. Now, who you think more? Bodybuilders. Holy Shoulders, a.k.a. Will, Ken, and Chris. Then Motel Hotel, Marshmallow Cheese Puff, and Mr. Tot Rosso. Who you thought was more? Of course. They had the better home. Y'all, if y'all hear that baby crying, I'm in the studio. I didn't have a choice. Cause when I filmed this video, my children was at camp. And then when I got ready to upload it, that's when I realized that it wasn't filming. So, you couldn't hear me, so I had to, come out in the studio and Mississippi in summertime, child. Anyway, I want to get on to the dinner anyway. So we're at the dinner, and Martell is asking Kimmie what's her deal breaker. Oh, what that would be for me now is a conversation, because now she backpedaling. She decided that she was gonna let Maurice cheat in peace, because she don't have no other choice. Because I've seen marriages break apart in this group, and I have decided that, what's a little cheating? I can handle a little cheating, even though you clearly want to be in a monogamous relationship. Am I correct? But Maurice and Miss and Tom Rousseau have made it clear, if they even have an inkling that somebody else been writing with their pen, they're out the door. But here you are, bending your faithful self, I would assume, into a pretzel to satisfy Marshmallow Cheese Puff of all people. I want my merch, and I want my merch to work. Then Ken steps in. He tells them about how he's so proud that to be in a group of people who have been married as long as they have. And he's giving them compliments initially. But then things take a turn when LITISHA jumps in and apologizes. Well, I don't want to say, I want to apologize to you because, I just jumped into something and ran with it. But I just want you to know that I had been hearing that, and I was just being a good girlfriend to LITISHA. I have to get my Eli's and my tatas. But yeah, I have to think about it for a minute. And then he's like, well, then she said, well, now she's divorced, and I didn't really want to come in between your relationship. That's when LITISHA jumps in and hasn't said anything the whole time and says, thank God. And that's when Ken snaps. That Scorpio stinger comes out of his butt. And he says, well, you know what? I could have said a lot of things that I've heard about the Sky Brothers. What? What have you heard? And he's like, different things like, I'm not saying they're Diddy parties, but, what goes on in the back of Black, back of Crater One, for example. Like I said, I heard a lot of things. I mean, you heard those same things, am I correct? No, I've heard lies. God, cheating is a deal breaker for me. And Mr. Top Row loses all of what little bit of teeth that he has in the top of his mouth. And they all disappear as he speaks and says, Tisha, just drop it. Leave it alone. And as you can see, that he is speaking to her like a child. You sitting up here begging for information from this man. Nah, he's not getting on the Ken. Because she says you could talk to my husband. No need to talk to me, according to Marceau. You don't have to talk to me. Because I'm not going to divulge any information. I'm not going to defend myself because something may slip out. And I know not to. After all these years of gaslighting my wife, ain't no way I'm finna sit up here and let them pull something out of me on this day. And then she was like, wait a minute, I'm not trying to pull anything out of him. Yes, you are, Tisha. You trying to get information out of him, and he clearly don't want to say anything. Let it go. And then he's yelling at her, right? So all the women at the table looking like, I know this motherfucker ain't yelling at her, and he don't reverse this shit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do that all the time. He does that in the marriage. He probably does that on a daily basis. That's not just on TV. Because, like I said, this is reality TV with a scripted spin, a scripted type spin. That means, the producers give them something to get the shit started. But I believe, with the way that I've seen Marceau and Maurice on different interviews and things like that, I believe that who they are on this show is exactly who they are. So, in order to break up the scene, he tells Tisha, oh, it's time for us to go for a walk. Right? He wants to go for a walk because now it's time to gaslight her some more. Hey, Tisha. Hey, babe. You know, I was just over there thinking that you too much of a woman, right? You been doing things your own way lately, and it's getting on my nerves. You got your little degrees and whatnot, and you think you're supposed to come up and scope and tell me what to do. You want an office. And then you taking me from the things that I need to do for the job. You want a house built. So, in my mind, I'm thinking, do you really? Reversing it now, because he's the one who doesn't want her anymore, in my opinion. Right? So, he reverses it and puts it on her. And it just makes me feel alone. I'm alone, Tisha. I'm alone in this relationship. And she looking like, how the fuck are you alone? You don't want to go to Rome and Africa without me? And leave me with the kids alone. But you alone? He likes her mothering skill. He don't want to let that go. And that's all he likes about her. He thinks she's an idiot. So that's when he slipped. That's the perfect time to slip it. Oh, I got her now. Let me reel it in. Oh, yeah. I got her good and done. Hey, what about me buying you out? She starts to cry. Buy me out? What do you mean? Are you trying to say you want to divorce me? No, you cannot buy me out. Oh, I'm glad she got her senses together and said, hell no. I won't go. And y'all, can you believe that this show, after all of these episodes, it is now time for the reunion. This episode was the season finale. I would love it if one day they told us when the season finale was coming up, because this, to me, seemed like it was just a regular ending of an episode. They had 18,322 to be continued, so why not just, this would have been the perfect episode to do that. Because I would have liked to see, I'm sure it was more, and I would have liked to see Tisha stand up for herself. Show her P-lips. And do her big one against Mr. Top Rosso. Really, men like them are really just insecure. Insecure and damage sensitive. And then, look. Let me tell you something that I also told y'all about Dr. Damon from Married to Marriage. You know these two men accused, right? And let me just get a stereotype of Q, in my opinion. And what I know of Q dog, the dog stands for something. Okay? I have never met a faithful Q dog. Drop down in the comments, let me know if you've ever met one. Come on in. I'm going to close here. Come on in, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification button, and you will be notified when I upload a video. And share the video, because sharing is caring. As I do when I'm closing, I say, deuces.